It's over.
It's the Y'all Heard What I Said Sports Entertainment Podcast. Got Telt, Darn, Swish, Diesel D.
I'm an uptown thoroughbred BX nigga. You heard Stunner.
Y'all saw what we just had this past week in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. We're going to start with the first game. You had the Rams on the road against the number 1 seed Green Bay Packers. The MVP, he showed out at 3 total touchdowns, almost 300 yards. How y'all feel about that?
Oof, A-Rod.
Just waiting for that nigga to get his MVP trophy.
Yeah, I mean, I said him and Devontae was going to shred the D, but they didn't. It was actually the run game that shredded the front seven. Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams, they was doing their thing. I thought this game was going to be closer, but Aaron Donald got hurt and was out the game for a little bit. Jared Goff was being Jared Goff.
I actually disagree with you. To me, Jared Goff actually had a pretty solid game. If you look at the possession time of the game, the Packers had the ball a long ass time, in which the Rams still had a chance to go downfield and tie the game up. And the game was close. It was a one possession game. They was down by 7-8 with the ball with a chance to tie the game up. Goff didn't have a bad game. They just didn't have the ball that long to accumulate yards like that. That's why he only had 150 something yards, 100 something yards.
I honestly still disagree. I feel like you're bailing Jared Goff out because he didn't have one of his patented 3 interception games. You saying he didn't have a back? No, I feel like he's been in this offense long enough that he should be managing his Rams offense better than that in a fucking divisional round game. But I understand.
He was in the game though.
Another thing, the Packers were better on both sides on offense and defense.
And look how long the Packers had the ball on offense.
That time of possession.
And he was missing one of his star receivers, Cooper Kupp.
Well, Aaron Rodgers, he's going on to the NFC Championship once again. The second game of the night, we had the Baltimore Ravens on the road against the Buffalo Bills. And this was a pretty good defensive game. It was 3-3 at halftime. Both kickers missed a couple field goals. Then to come out, the Bills came right down, scored a touchdown to Stephon Diggs. The Ravens were in position to get a touchdown. But Lamar threw a pick 6. The Bills got a 100-yard touchdown reception off an interception. And that was basically it right there. What y'all take away from this game?
Told y'all the Bills was going to win.
I'm hurt.
But sure.
I knew like I told bro the other day, I knew what kind of game it was going to be once Justin Tucker. The 2 field goals that he fucking missed, he can make them in his fucking sleep.
Anytime.
You seen his face.
So I already knew what kind of game it was going to be.
Yo, you know how I'm be so surprised when Justin Tucker miss a field goal. Every time he miss a field goal, my eyes be like this.
But you saw how much down one it was.
Yeah, the win was, yeah.
Tyler Bass missed one on the other end right after Justin Tucker missed. But then that wind just kept blowing like the whole time and wouldn't stop.
If we wouldn't have got that pick, pick 6, he would have kicked them 2 field goals. So it would have been 9-10, and then we could have even when Lamar got hurt, we were still in field goal range, but we could have potentially kicked the game on a field goal. But
yeah, I'm not gonna make it seem like bro said, I'm not gonna make it seem like the Bills just was destroying the Ravens. Like he said, it would have been basically tied up at half if it wasn't for the pick 6 in the end zone. That just changed the whole momentum of the game. And then once Lamar got hurt, of course, like that kind of play, that built the Bills up. Their defense ready to get back out on the field and get busy.
They were.
And I just want to apologize to Jared Allen, Sean McDermott, and the Bills Mafia organization because I've extremely stepped on y'all this season. And now y'all in the AFC Championship. Y'all still not beating the Chiefs though.
That was Lamar's first pick in the red zone in his career.
For real?
Yeah,
It was.
Wow.
And guess who still don't have a pick in the red zone in their career? Josh Allen.
That Bills defense put pressure on the Ravens. Another thing, you know the critics still out here talking about Lamar this, Lamar that.
You knew it wasn't going to stop. They was waiting for this, just like they wait for Brady Cliff. They was waiting for this
That's
game.
all
They wish it came last week against Tennessee, but they was going to wait a little bit. And you can't even blame all that on him. Bills was ready for the run.
Bills defense.
They was ready for the run. So they had to start switching stuff up. And that's course, like we know the receivers were not ready. But I also think the offensive game plan could have been different. They should have known that the Bills was going to be ready for the run.
It could have been.
Yeah, and most of the times they was lining up. Lamar wasn't even trying to throw the ball. They kept trying to run the ball.
The offensive coordinator kept calling the run plays. I want to give a shout out to Bills Mafia also for helping raise a bunch of money for
That was. I respect them.
Yeah,
I ain't no sole loser, but for them to do stuff like that was.
Even though it helps y'all, that is cool. Donate to his charity.
So the Buffalo Bills, they moving on to the AFC Championship game.
I hope they win it.
Me too. For the Sunday games, the first game, we had the Browns on the road against the number 1 seed Kansas City Chiefs. And this game's kind of up and down. Mahomes got hurt. He had a concussion. I figure he'll be okay, as Andy Reid said. The Browns, they actually had a chance to take the lead in the end. But the Chiefs, they stopped them on 4th down, and they ended up getting the 1st down and winning the game. What y'all take away from that?
Just like the Rams and Packers game, when it seemed like the Packers was blowing the Rams up, but they really wasn't. They still had a chance. That's how this game seemed. Cleveland still had a chance going down the stretch. Even though it seemed like fucking Kansas City was up by like 21 or something.
To me, this confirms my 15-16 week case to confirm why A-Rod is more important than Patrick Mahomes, because Chad Henne was able to come in that game and finish the game, even though people was worried and scared. I never was worried that the Browns was going to win that game. I knew the Chiefs still was going to win that game.
No, time out. I disagree with you. You saw his stats when he came in the game, his career stats. His all them passing yards, all them interceptions, all them touchdowns.
Who are you talking about? Chad Henne. And that's the reason why that was his first playoff game.
What about what they got to do with finishing the game, though?
Look, this is his first playoff game. Did you see the play when he just fucking threw the ball down the field and threw an interception? It was no Chiefs person down there. He just threw that shit up. Let's just say fucking Tyreek down there.
Exactly. Which proves whether it's Patrick Mahomes or Chad Henne, the Chiefs know how to finish a game.
But Chad Henne didn't finish that game.
How? He threw the ball to Tyreek Hill to get the 1st down.
That was one play.
And that's what matters.
Most of the plays since Chad Henne
he
came
ran
in the
it
game.
on that 3rd down to get him in position.
Yeah, that was good for
him.
That was good for him, but most of that stuff was rushing since Chad Henne came in the game.
Exactly, because they were smart enough to change their game plan because their franchise person was out. They didn't need Chad Henne to be Patrick Mahomes. They needed Chad Henne to be Chad Henne and manage the game, which means that proves to me why A-Rod is more important than Mahomes, because they are able to adjust when Mahomes is not in the game.
So
Green Bay cannot do that without A-Rod.
What happened to what was that guy named that used to be on Green Bay?
He played one game and got a contract with Seattle. Matt Flynn. You talking about Matt Flynn? Or you talking about yes? He played one game and had 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. And they gave him a fucking contract for one game.
But guess what? That was the last game of the season.
And that was the last game of the season. A-Rod wasn't even playing.
That was the last game of the season.
He was never going to play that game.
Seasons were locked.
And then I still don't know if Matt Flynn ever fucking played after he got that contract.
What'd you say, Matt Flynn?
Well, Chad Henne finished out the game, as they were saying. So the Chiefs moving on to the AFC Championship for the 3rd consecutive year. Our next game, last game of the divisional round, we had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road against the New Orleans Saints. And this was a good one.
Real good game.
It was tied 13 up at half. Both teams, they came out with a touchdown before half, but then the 3rd quarter, even before halftime, that Tampa Bay defense, they took over, forcing 3 turnovers. Drew Brees threw 3 interceptions. Brady had 2 touchdowns, but it was mainly Tampa Bay's defense, and they put the game away 30-20. What y'all take away from that?
Brees is my guy, but he lost that game.
My takeaway,
he looked nasty in the second half.
My takeaway from this was that the rest didn't help the Bucs win.
You agree with
Brady?
That's my takeaway. They did.
Drew Brees helped the Bucs win.
It was.
I don't know. Drew Brees was like he was ready to go home, man.
Yeah. They was missing parts of that running game and playmaking and Taysom Hill and Latavius Murray. It could have been different. That's why Breeze was struggling too. You know, they always do Taysom Hill in there.
And I still feel like there's no excuse whatsoever for Michael Thomas not to have a catch in a 60-minute game.
In a 60-minute game, your number 1 receivers. No.
That's like not drawing up a play for T.O. and ending his catch streak. It's unfair. If y'all do that, man, that's unfair.
Hey, guess what? Like Antonio said, no martial up. He said that's typical Saints. They get to the playoffs and then don't do nothing. Once they have a good regular season, don't show up in the playoffs.
I mean, the man had 100+ catches 4 straight years. And then you don't get one catch. I'm sorry, I would have drawn up a screen or something. Watch the screen, watch the screen.
They just beat the Bears last week.
That shit fucking Trayvon.
So what happened when they got to the divisional round?
They got to the NFC Championship, so that's obviously winning some games in the playoffs. You just saying because they not getting to the Super Bowl. They still.
But ain't that's the goal?
Ain't
that's the whole goal of the whole season?
But you saying they not winning playoff games.
But the only time they made the Super Bowl in the Drew Brees era was the season they won the Super Bowl.
I know that.
Against the Colts.
I know that.
So did he show up? Did they show up in the playoffs? I don't think so. Alright, so we got that out the way. Moving on to the championship games. First game, we got the Buccaneers, and the Green Bay Packers. I got the Packers coming on top and going to the Super Bowl. I think it's too much, that offense, because of Aaron Rodgers, MVP. That offense going to be too much for the good Buccaneers defense.
That offense wasn't too much for the Buccaneers back in week 5 or week 6, whatever that was. That was Aaron Rodgers' first game of the season. So I'm rooting for the Bucs just because of my man Shaquille Barrett on there. I ain't rooting for Tom Brady. It was a hard choice, so I went to root for. I'm going with the Bucs.
The Packers. Score probably be 30-23.
Not much to say. Tom Brady, my favorite quarterback of all time, arguably the greatest. A-Rod, the man. Packers win 34-24.
You know what? I hope the Bucs win so y'all can stop overhyping Aaron Rodgers.
How's he overhyping
We
him?
not overhyping him.
Hey.
Aaron Rodgers.
If
Y'all
anybody's,
y'all some Aaron Rodgers,
you can't
still
overhype.
only made it to the Super Bowl one time.
We know you known for
Like Drew
overhyping
Brees,
players.
right? He
Right.
gets that same much, so
Yeah.
why he get as much hype?
What you mean Aaron Rodgers get the same praise?
Exactly.
Aaron Rodgers get the same
So
praise.
why can't say nothing about Drew Brees?
Aaron
Rodgers is proving it
Actually,
every
they
week.
talk about Aaron Rodgers more than they talk about Drew Brees.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
He more talented.
No, he not.
Why not?
Why not?
Drew Brees used to throw 50, fucking 40,
And
50
he only
passes
want to
a
make
game.
it to one Super Bowl, like I said too. And they be getting put out in the playoffs.
Darn, it'll be 2 next week, okay?
No.
Other game, AFC Championship. Buffalo Bills on the road, Kansas City Chiefs. I'm actually taking the Bills because I predict the Bills are going to get to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. So I'm picking the Bills to win in a high-scoring game.
I'm picking the Bills. They're going to get that revenge from losing to the Chiefs early in the season. They going to the Super Bowl.
Picking the Chiefs. No, I'm picking the Bills 38-35. I want the Bills to win.
Bills are going to be in a position to win this game. They're going to get sacked. Jared Allen's going to fumble. He's not going to throw a pick. He's going to fumble. Chiefs going to get the ball back. Game-winning field goal, 38-35. Chiefs to another Super Bowl.
Hey, goddamn! Speaking on that, hey, goddamn, true false. So my question for y'all, true false, Chiefs are still the best team left in the playoffs. True or false?
False.
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 The best team
True
left
to
in the
me. Still
playoffs.
think the Chiefs.
The best team in the playoffs to me is the Bills, even though I didn't pick them to win.
Mm.
Yeah, I think the Bills are.
That's
the best.
interesting. You said they the best team. They ain't gonna win. All right. True false. Aaron Rodgers will outplay Tom Brady in the NFC Championship.
True.
Easily.
False.
True.
100%
False.
true.
True false. Brown should have went for it on 4th and 9 after going for it previously on 4th and 1. And they only had one timeout. It was 4 minutes and 50 seconds left.
I would have went
I
for
would
it.
say true.
See, that's true. They
Come
should've
on
went
now,
for
your
it.
season.
Your season on the line.
Let's do or die.
Come on, yo.
No, I think that was the right thing. Because the last 2 times they went for it on 4th down on the other drive, that was like 4th and 1 and 4th and 2 or 4th and 3. This is a whole 4th and 9.
Last true false. Drew Brees played his last game for New Orleans Saints.
True.
It's so hard
I say
to
false.
say goodbye
False.
to Breeze.
I probably-
For this particular reason,
Oh.
Breeze had made a major injury the last 2 seasons. It was last 2 seasons he missed at least 3 games with an injury, so he didn't play out the whole season.
Was he emotional walking out the field at the end of them games? Was he definitely emotional walking out the field over there?
I'll be emotional
It's
too.
up and down for me.
If I just lost in the playoffs,
Yeah,
again.
lost.
Super Bowl predictions.
I already said Chiefs and Packers.
Packers over the Bills.
Bills and Bucks in the Super Bowl. And Bills win it.
Bills over Packers.
There
Out.
we go.
Ready for the championship games coming up this weekend. Get ready for those. Y'all heard what I said.
Big truck.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know I'm with that. I'm with that. Stack that money, yeah, you know I flip that. I flip that. This right here to get back. I got that drug flow, yeah, you know I spit crack. Straight crack. Yeah, you know I'm with that. I'm